Ask a doctor when kidney damage actually happens, and almost everyone pictures the same thing. Years of bad eating finally catching up with you. Slow, gradual, something that shows up in your 70s or 80s. I need to tell you the truth, the body says out loud. The damage isn't happening over years. It's happening every single morning, in the first 20 minutes after you wake up. And most people are making it worse without knowing it. Here's the part that should genuinely alarm you. Your kidneys process almost 50 gallons of blood a day, and the very first thing you put into your body after a night of sleep either helps them restart smoothly or forces them into a stress response before you've even had breakfast. Do this every morning for years, and you are quietly wearing down filters you can never get back. And here's the cruel twist. You will feel completely fine while it happens. No pain, no warning. Kidneys don't have the nerve endings to scream at you the way a sprained ankle does. By the time you feel something is wrong, doctors estimate you can have already lost a third of your filtering capacity. Let's start with what's actually happening while you sleep, because it explains everything. Overnight, your body goes into a kind of quiet maintenance mode. Blood pressure drops. Your kidneys slow their filtering pace. Fluid that pooled during the day starts to redistribute. It's essentially the kidney's one real break in a 24-hour cycle. Then you wake up, and what happens in the next few minutes determines whether that overnight recovery holds or gets undone immediately. Two things spike the moment you're upright and moving: your blood pressure and something called your osmotic load. Basically, how concentrated your blood is with waste and minerals after 7 to 8 hours without water. If that first thing you consume is a strong coffee, a salty breakfast, or nothing at all for hours while you rush out the door dehydrated, you're asking those overnight rested filters to go straight into overdrive under pressure. Do this daily for years, and it's the equivalent of sprinting up a hill every single morning without ever warming up. Eventually, something gives. So every food and habit on this list does one of three things. It rehydrates the blood before it concentrates further, it eases your blood pressure back up gently instead of spiking it, or it gives your kidneys antioxidants to handle the overnight waste buildup before it causes damage. Let's start with the habit most people are getting completely backwards. Here's an important fact you should know. If the very first thing that touches your body in the morning is a cup of coffee on a completely empty, dehydrated system, you are compounding a problem, not solving it. Coffee is a mild diuretic. It makes you lose more fluid through urine. After 7 to 8 hours without water, your blood is already more concentrated than at any other point in the day. Adding a diuretic before rehydrating asks your kidneys to filter an already thick, waste-heavy bloodstream while simultaneously pulling more fluid out of it. This doesn't mean quitting coffee. Coffee itself, in moderation, actually contains antioxidants that many studies link to better kidney outcomes over a lifetime. The problem isn't the coffee, it's the order. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. 1 full glass of plain water, about 8 to 10 ounces before anything else touches your lips in the morning. Not seltzer, not juice. Plain water. It rehydrates the blood, gently nudges your kidneys awake, and dilutes the overnight waste concentration before you add a diuretic on top of it. Then have your coffee, same ritual, just 5 minutes later, and your kidneys thank you for it every single day for the rest of your life. Another important thing to note is addition of hydrating fruits to diet. Most people think of cucumber as a salad filler with basically nothing going on nutritionally. That reputation is completely wrong, and it's exactly why it deserves a place at breakfast. Cucumber is about 95% water, which makes it one of the fastest ways to add hydration volume without adding any real sugar or sodium load. But the real reason it belongs here is a compound it contains that acts as a natural mild diuretic, one that actually helps flush excess sodium and waste without the blood pressure spike that comes from artificial diuretics or excess salt. There's a second, quieter benefit. Cucumber is naturally low in potassium and phosphorus, which makes it one of the few produce items considered kidney-friendly, even for people managing existing kidney concerns, something your doctor will confirm if you ask. A few thin slices in a glass of water overnight, or added to a light breakfast, is enough. This isn't a food you need much of, it's a food you need consistently. If cucumber is the quiet hydrator, watermelon is the one doing active repair work while it hydrates you. Watermelon is rich in an amino acid called citrulline, and citrulline does something genuinely useful for your kidneys. It helps your blood vessels relax and widen. Relaxed vessels mean lower resistance, which means your kidneys don't have to filter blood that's being forced through under high pressure. Remember what we said about pressure grinding down those filters over time. This is one of the few foods actively working against that. Watermelon is also over 90% water and naturally lower in potassium than people assume, which is why it regularly shows up on kidney-conscious eating plans in the right portion. The portion matters here because watermelon does carry natural sugar. A single cup, cubed in the morning, is the sweet spot, enough citrulline and hydration to matter. Without a sugar spike, your kidneys then have to help clear. This is the one that surprises a lot of people because it is easily found in every kitchen. It's the one almost nobody connects to kidney health, and it's the one that changed how I think about morning routines entirely. I want to tell you about a man I'll call Robert. He was 64, active, no diabetes, and like a lot of people, he genuinely believed kidney disease was something that happened to other people who drank heavily or ate terribly. His blood work told a different story. His creatinine had been slowly climbing for 2 years, and nobody had connected the dots because he felt completely fine. When we went through his mornings together, one thing stood out. Every single day, breakfast was something processed and salty. Instant flavored oatmeal, deli meat, packaged sauces, the kind of hidden sodium that doesn't taste salty, but adds up brutally fast morning after morning, year after year. One of the smallest changes we made was adding a clove of raw or lightly cooked garlic into his breakfast a few mornings a week. It sounds almost too simple to matter. But garlic contains a compound called allicin, which has been shown to help relax blood vessels and modestly lower blood pressure, the same pressure we've been talking about this entire video as the single biggest threat to those filters. On top of that, garlic is a genuine anti-inflammatory. It wasn't garlic alone that turned things around for Robert. It was garlic replacing the salty processed breakfast that had been quietly working against him for years. A year later, his numbers had stabilized, not reversed. Kidneys don't regrow what they lose, and I'll never tell you otherwise, but stabilized, held steady. For a 64-year-old kidney, that is a genuine win, and it started with something as small as what he put on his plate before 8 a.m. I need to be completely honest with you here. These habits support kidneys that are healthy or under early, mild strain. They are not a treatment for kidneys already in serious trouble. If you're noticing swelling in your legs or around your eyes, foamy or bubbly urine, a real drop in how often you're urinating, or pain low in your back or sides, those are not add more water problems. Those are see a doctor this week problems. And if you already have a kidney disease diagnosis, or you're on blood pressure or potassium-related medication, don't add high potassium items like watermelon in large amounts without your doctor confirming your numbers allow it. Garlic and cucumber are safe for nearly everyone. Watermelon needs a portion check if your kidneys are already compromised. Here's exactly what to do starting tomorrow morning. A step-by-step routine. 1. Before coffee, before anything, 1 full glass of plain water. Every single morning, no exceptions. 2. Swap flavored, packaged breakfast items for plain oats. Add berries, not sodium-loaded flavor packets. 3. A few slices of cucumber in your water, or on the side of breakfast, a few times a week. 4. A cup of watermelon in the morning when it's in season, small portion, real fruit, not juice. 5. Work in a clove of garlic a few mornings a week, into eggs, into oats, wherever it fits your routine. None of this requires a supplement, a subscription, or a special store. It requires changing the order and content of the first 20 minutes of your day, the 20 minutes almost nobody thinks about, and the 20 minutes your kidneys are quietly counting on. Your kidneys cannot tell you when they're struggling. That silence is exactly why an ordinary morning, the kind you've lived 1,000 times without thinking twice, matters as much as it does. In my next video, I'll show you the one blood test number almost nobody asks their doctor for by name, a number that can flag kidney trouble years before your standard results ever move. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and if someone in your life has a morning that sounds anything like David's, send them this video. This is exactly the conversation their doctor doesn't have time for in a 12-minute visit.